Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. My name is Sam from Sammy Plays Games, and today I am going to give you a very basic guide to how to play your first game of Among Us. So if you want to go and figure it out on your own, or if you already know how to play, this is going to be a super simple tutorial. This is just going to be for complete beginners. I might do more in-depth strategy guides later on, but if you already know how to play the game, this probably won't help you all that much. This is super basic. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Movement. If you are playing on mobile, use the thumbstick to move. It'll look like a circle with a smaller circle inside of it. Just drag in the direction you want to walk. If you are playing on PC, use the WASD keys to move up, left, down, right, respectively. Player colors. Other players will most likely refer to players by color rather than by username. The colors available to play are dark green or green, lime green or lime, dark blue or blue, light blue or cyan, purple, black, white, pink, yellow, red, brown, and orange. Tasks. To win the game as a crewmate, or the large majority of players in your game, and the ones who aren't imposters, you must complete all the tasks around the map. Your tasks will be displayed in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Once you complete all your tasks, you have nothing to do but wait for either your crewmates to finish their tasks or for the imposter to win. More on that later. Tasks will consist of some sort of minigame. I won't go extremely in-depth with all of them because they're pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show you a few. Next to a task in your task box in the upper left will be the location of the task. While it helps to know the map and how to get around, you can pull up a labeled map by pressing the map icon in the upper right-hand corner. When you reach the location of a task, an object, sometimes it's a panel on the wall or maybe a control center, will be outlined in yellow. This is what you need to use to complete the task. Walk up to it and press the use icon in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Complete the minigame and your task is finished. Some tasks require multiple steps. If a task has a second part, a flashing yellow arrow will point you to part 2 after you complete part 1. Complete your tasks efficiently. Since tasks are what help crewmates win, there's no better way to piss off your team than to not complete your tasks. Playing as the imposter. You lucky son of a gun, you've been chosen to play the imposter for the round. Now, where to start? The first thing you may notice is that your name is written in red above your character's head. This signifies you are an imposter. Other crewmates cannot see your red name, but if you are playing with multiple imposters, other imposters can see your red name and you theirs. The second thing you may notice is your heads-up display, or HUD, is slightly different. Here's what you'll find. Kill button. In place of your use button you would have as a crewmate, the imposter has a kill button. This is self-explanatory. Walk up to a crewmate and press kill to eliminate them. The real trick is to time your kills so no one finds them for a very long time. Sabotage button. Next to your kill button is a button labeled Sabotage. Pressing this button will pull up a map of the facility with various buttons spread out. Most buttons will shut doors in the crewmate's face, but there are 4 major sabotages: communications, oxygen, reactor, and lights. Sabotaging comms, represented by a Wi-Fi icon, will hide the task list for all crewmates until fixed. Sabotaging lights will greatly reduce the vision area of all crewmates until fixed. Sabotaging reactor or oxygen will create a 30-second timer. If the sabotage is not fixed before the timer runs out, the crewmates lose. Note that, unlike kills, a crewmate can't tell when an imposter is sabotaging. An imposter will also have a task list, but instead of completing tasks, they must fake tasks. While a crewmate is completing a task, they look like they are just standing there with no indication they are actually tasking, with the exception of visual tasks, but more on that later. Therefore, an imposter can stand at the location of a task and do nothing, but look like they're doing a task. This is called faking. When you aren't killing or sabotaging, faking should be your main priority, as it makes you look like a crewmate. The final power of the imposter is to use the vent system to hide and travel around the map quickly. This is a powerful tool to utilize, especially when fleeing the scene of a crime. Note that only the imposter can vent, so if a crewmate sees you going into or coming out of a vent, they will call you out. To use the ventilation system, walk up to a vent, which will look like a gray metal vent cover on the floor, and press vent. Your character will hop into the vent. Tap the arrow in the direction you want to go, and your character will pop up in the closest vent. Finding a dead crewmate. When the imposter kills a crewmate, they leave the half-eaten body behind on the floor. If you happen to come across a dead body, tap the report button that will appear in your lower right-hand screen. Note where you found the body. When you press report, a discussion screen will come up, which you will use to talk to other players. The first question you will be asked by other players is where the body was found. The second thing you need to remember is whether you saw anyone in the area or even leaving the room in which the body was. This will not only clear your name, hopefully, but cast a suspicion on the person leaving the room. Make sure you have an alibi to back up your story. It helps if you buddy up with other crewmates. More on that later. After the players have discussed their evidence, it's time to vote on who is to be kicked off the ship. The goal is to vote out the imposter and win the game. Tap a player in the vote list who you wish to vote off and press the green check. If there was a lack of evidence, you may also choose to skip voting. Skip voting can be found at the bottom of the vote screen. Once a player has been ejected, the game will either commence if the one ejected was not an imposter, or end if they were. One last quick function of the game that I want to note before I get into some super basic strategies. There is a function called Emergency Meeting that you can utilize as a crewmate or as an imposter. So in the spawn room on the Skeld, the only map you'll ever need and the only one I ever use, you can move on to others once you're much more used to the game, but for now, trust me, just stick to the Skeld. In the middle of the Skeld, there is a table with a big red button. If you walk up to the table and press your use icon, an e-meeting will be called. This will trigger time to chat and end with a vote on who to kick. Do not use your e-meeting unless you need to. I cannot stress that enough. Believe me, it pisses other players off to no end when people use an e-meeting without cause. Just a suggestion for how you could use it. If you see an imposter come out of a vent, call an e-meeting and rat them out. There's many other ways you can use it, but that's just one example. Basic strategies. Buddy up. Constantly having someone with you is a great way to catch an imposter. This way, if someone gets killed, you have an alibi, and if you are killed by your buddy, the others know the buddy is the imposter. Always remember who goes off with who, just in case they get killed. Visual tasks. Some tasks have visible animations when you complete them, which means only a crewmate can trigger an animation. If someone sees you complete a visual task, they can vouch that you are not the imposter. Don't accuse. If you are the imposter, as opposed to accusing others, support crewmates who have the wrong guess. This will get rid of crewmates as well as cast suspicion off you. Use the security cams. Across the hallway from the reactor room is a security room with 4 screens, each with 1 camera. You might catch someone in the act if you check the cams at the right time. The trade-off is you can't see around you when you look at the cams. Watch your 6. Self-reporting. If you are an imposter who has just killed someone and another crewmate walks into the room, the best route might be to self-report. Just press the report button and cast suspicion on the crewmate who walked in on you. The only issue is, if you say someone killed another crewmate and they aren't the imposter, that makes you look really suspicious. Task fakers. Sometimes an imposter will pretend to do a task too quickly, or when they do finish, the green taskbar at the top of the screen showing how many tasks are left to do won't progress. If one of these things happen, it's a pretty safe bet that the person in question is an imposter. Well guys, that is all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a nice comment, like and subscribe as well, and share my channel with your friends. I hope this guide will help you out on your path to becoming a pro Among Us player. I know it's super basic stuff, but hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Well, peace out. I hope to see you in the next video.